Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel, my beautiful people. I'm here to bring you all some freshly squeezed juice. And before I can get into my story, guys, I need you to do me a big favor. Can you go on for me and hit that subscribe button underneath your video, the black and white one? Can you also hit that like button if you like my content? Smash on that notification bell so you can get the updates as they come. And always leave me a comment in the comment section. Love you guys. This video is intended for informational, educational, and entertainment purposes only under the Fair Use Act, and no copyright infringement of any kind is intended. Hey guys, I guess by now everybody's been aware of what's been going on with SHAH from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. She's been heading to court some days, and she's coming up on a fraud charge, and she's set to be taken into custody on February the 17th for that wire fraud case. Well, guys, we all know that she was sentenced to 6.5 years behind bars, but in an article from TMZ, it is also saying that after she served her time, then she'll have to look at serving supervised release, and also has been ordered to undergo mental health treatments. And that's a lot, guys. 6.5 years in prison. Hopefully she can get out on good behavior. Then 5 years supervised after that. And then also mental health treatment. That's a lot, guys, but it's enough to straighten you out. It really is. We're going to see how this all plays out. But anyway, in an article from TMZ that read Real Housewives SHAH mental health treatment order on top of prison time, the article reads, SHAH's going to get her head checked once she finishes her stint in the big house, and it's all Uncle Sam's idea. It's a few years in her future, but the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City star has a couple of special conditions for her eventual prison release. And according to new docs we obtained, chief among them is a requirement to participate in a mental health treatment program. Remember, Jen was recently sentenced to 6.5 years behind bars in her wire fraud case, and she's supposed to surrender to authorities on February 17th to start serving her sentence at a federal penitentiary in Texas. And federal is not really too terrible. Well, any time that you spend behind bars is terrible, but she's really lucky that she didn't end up in a state prison somewhere out in the general population, where things can become a whole lot more horrible than they would be in federal prison. Most people prefer federal if they have to go at all. Most people don't even prefer to go, but if they have to go at all, most people would prefer federal. Okay, the article also goes on to read, once Jen serves her time, she's going to be under 5 years of supervised release, during which she's got to do her mental health treatments. At her sentencing, Jen got emotional as she apologized, saying, with the proper medication, I can now see what happened. The docs say Jen must continue to take her prescribed meds when she gets out of prison, unless her health care provider decides otherwise. Jen's probation officer has to sign off on the mental health program she chooses, and she may be subject to testing to see whether she's reverting to drugs and alcohol use. Prison figures to be a huge culture shock to the reality TV star, and re-entry to society might be the same. So a little checkup from the neck up couldn't hurt. That's how the feds see it anyway. Now, that was so wrong of TMZ. Although I have heard that phrase before, a checkup from the neck up, but that was really wrong of TMZ. In another TMZ article, it's saying that Jen skipped the reunion taping ahead of her sentencing. That article actually reads that she just addressed her absence, saying at first she was not invited to attend the reunion, but show honchos changed their minds 2 weeks ago, asking her to attend. She says, I was clear with Bravo that out of respect for the courts and a standing judicial order, I would not be in a position to discuss anything related to my legal case or sentencing. Bravo found this unsatisfactory and said they expected to discuss this storyline. Now, how can they expect it to discuss that storyline when it's clear that you don't discuss these things outside of the courtroom if the case is not completely finished? She gave a statement saying, on September 14, 2022, I was informed by Bravo executive that I was not invited to attend the season 3 reunion. I was disappointed because I have no venue to confront inaccuracies and address my storyline with cast members. Out of nowhere, on November 29th, 2.5 weeks ago, I was invited to attend. I was elated to learn I would now have a voice at the reunion. I was clear with Bravo that out of respect for the courts and a standing judicial order, I would not be in a position to discuss anything related to my legal case or sentencing. And this is her statement that she wrote. Bravo found this unsatisfactory and said that they expected to discuss the storyline. That expectation had no regard for me or my family's well-being, so under legal advice, I will not be attending the reunion. I need to focus on the most important thing in my life, my family. Jen was a no-show for the taping of the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City reunion, TMZ has learned. Production sources tell us that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City stars are filming the show Friday in New York City. But Jen skipped out despite being invited to join her fellow co-stars and Andy Cohen. We are told the reunion show is still moving forward without Jen. It's Hollywood after all, and the show must go on. Our sources say Lisa Barlow, Meredith Marks, Heather Gay, and Whitney Rose are on the set with Andy. This article also reads, Jen's got other things on her mind these days. She's awaiting sentences in her federal case after pleading guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud. She was arrested back in March 2021. Next month, a judge will decide her fate. She's facing up to 14 years. Well, guys, we know that she was sentenced to the 6.5 plus the 5 years supervision afterwards and the mental health treatment. In total, that comes pretty close to 14 years. But by not showing up, Jen's also avoiding questions about her counterfeit designer bag collection. As we first told you, the Fed seized a ton of Jen's possessions when agents raided her home, including more than 30 counterfeit luxury bags and around 40 pieces of counterfeit luxury bling. It appears Jen is home in Utah hanging out with her family, far from the reunion show taping. And guys, we're going to hope that all goes well for Jen. So many people have enjoyed her for so long on the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And this is not something that we really want to see happen to her or any of the rest of them or anyone for that matter. But at either rate, we are going to keep her in our thoughts, and we're going to continue to be here and try and keep up with the story and keep you guys updated on what happens with her once she leaves on February 17th. Thank you guys for coming. I truly appreciate you. And if you did not get a chance to like and subscribe to the video at the beginning of the channel, then you have another opportunity to do it here. So for me, please tap on that subscribe button, guys. I love having you all around. Tap on that subscribe button, and if you like the contents of the video, then hit that like button. Smash that notification bell. That way you'll be on top of things. You'll be notified when the new information and the new updates come out, and you'll have them immediately. And as I ask every time, please leave me a comment in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. And thank you so much again for coming. You know I got much love for you. Smooches to you all. Smooches, smooches.